Good morning. I want you to think of a word that feels heavy, a word tied to a memory, a person, a situation you wish had gone differently. That word is then. Then they betrayed me. Then they lied. Then I was wronged. Then my life took a detour I never asked for. We all carry a den. It lives in the pit of our stomach. It visits us in quiet moments. It's a story we've told ourselves so many times. It's worn a groove in our soul. Today, I want to talk about the single most powerful, liberating, and life-altering force that can heal that groove. Not forgetting, not excusing, but forgiveness. And for that, we travel to a dusty prison in ancient Egypt and meet a man who had every right to let his then destroy him. His name is Joseph, the favorite son, sold into slavery by his own jealous brothers. They took his coat, his freedom, and his future. He was betrayed, enslaved, falsely accused, and forgotten in a dungeon for years. If anyone had a reason to be bitter, to plot revenge, to let his heart turn to stone, it was Joseph. Yet, through a series of miraculous turns, he rises from the pit to the palace. He becomes the most powerful man in Egypt, second only to Pharaoh. A global famine strikes, and who comes begging for food? The very brothers who left him for dead. They stand before him, not recognizing the boy they betrayed in the powerful Egyptian ruler. Joseph holds their lives in his hands. He has the ultimate power. The power to condemn, to enslave, to execute. The power to make them feel a fraction of his pain. This is the climax of the story, the moment of reckoning. And what does he do? He tests them. Yes, he wrestles with his own emotion. The Bible says he had to leave the room to weep. The pain was still real. But he doesn't unleash his power for revenge. Instead, he reveals his identity with these earth-shattering words. I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt. And now, do not be distressed or angry with yourselves, because you sold me here. For God sent me before you to preserve life. Let's break down this message. In it, we find the 3 pillars of transformative forgiveness. Pillar 1, the courage to face the past honestly. He doesn't say, oh, it was nothing. He names the wound, whom you sold into Egypt. True forgiveness is not spiritual bypassing. It's not pretending it didn't hurt. It is looking the monster in the eye and calling it by its name. You betrayed me. You hurt me. It was wrong. Joseph gives us permission to acknowledge our pain fully. You cannot forgive a debt you pretend was never owed. Pillar 2, the choice to relinquish the right to retaliate. He has all the power, and he chooses not to use it for harm. Forgiveness is, at its core, a surrender. It's laying down the weapon of resentment you've been carrying, hoping to one day strike back. It's realizing that weapon has been poisoning you. It's saying, I will not let your action continue to dictate my reaction. I am stepping off the hamster wheel of pain. But Joseph goes further. He gives us the most radical pillar. Pillar 3, the capacity to reframe the narrative. This is the master key. Look at what he does. He reframes the story. He shifts from you sent me here to God sent me here. Now, this isn't just about divine intervention for everyone. It's about a profound shift in perspective. It's about moving from this happened to me to this happened, and I will find a way for it to move through me for a purpose. He looks at the ruins of his betrayal and says, you meant it for evil, but that but is the pivot point of freedom. But I learned resilience. But it gave me empathy. But it led me to where I am now. But it preserved life. He took the broken pieces of his past, and didn't he just glue them back into what was. He built a mosaic with a new, more beautiful picture. Your then is real. Your betrayal, your hurt, your disappointment, it is valid. Joseph isn't asking you to throw a party for the people who hurt you. He is asking you, what is that pain empowering you to do? Is the hurt from your past making you bitter, or is it making you more compassionate? Is that betrayal making you build walls, or is it showing you where to build bridges? Is that failure making you give up, or is it the raw material for a new beginning you haven't even imagined yet? Forgiveness is not for them. It is for you. It is the final act of self-love in a painful story. It is you saying, I will no longer be a prisoner to what happened then. I am choosing my freedom now. So, I invite you today. Think of you then, the one that still has a hook in your heart. Can you find the courage to name it honestly, without minimization? Can you make the choice, in your heart, to lay down the burden of paying them back? And most challengingly, can you begin to search for the but? Not to excuse the action, but to reclaim your power from it. What did that fire forge in you? What strength, what wisdom, what unexpected path did it reveal? Joseph's ultimate message to his brothers and to us is this: your past does not have to be a life sentence. It can be a launch pad. The very thing meant to break you can become the foundation for a life of purpose, provision, and profound peace. You have the power not to change what happened, but to change what it means for your life going forward. Today, choose to see your story through the lens of purpose, not just pain. Choose to close the ledger of the past, not because the debt wasn't real, but because you are tired of being its accountant. Choose to be the author of your next chapter, not just a character stuck in an old one. You are not defined by what was done to you. You are defined by what you choose to build from it. Joseph's chains fell off in the dungeon, but his true freedom was declared in the palace, when he looked his brothers in the eye and chose forgiveness. Your palace of peace awaits the same choice. Thank you for watching.